So I made this into a magazine journal. It's not huge. For some reason, I always do pages like this. So I have that. So I figured today we'd work on the cover, but I didn't plan on the back cover. So maybe we'll get something for that too. So I got me a painting paper that just fits. I could put something on the spine right there. So woo! I am going to use this. Whoa. Or I'm going to drop it. I don't know. Ooh, man, I am in rough shape right now. I don't know if I'll have a child joining me or not. She just went inside for a minute. But I don't know if she's going to find something to do with her sister, so. I did tell her she could watch TV if she wanted to this afternoon. So we don't do that. You know, even though it's summer vacation, we don't. The electronics are not constant. They had them quite a bit last weekend over the holiday weekend, mainly just because it was a holiday weekend and because we did a lot of stuff. So when they were around and at home, I let them kind of chill, you know. So this is like the top of the page. I like this. I like this. But it's kind of hard to tell from there what that is to put on this particular piece. Let me find something to put on the back. Okay, I figured I'd get one like that wasn't stenciled on or stamped on or anything that was, you know, meant to be in the front and center of something. And I wonder how this would be. Let's try something. Because I can always put something over it. I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, but I'm doing it for the good of the people. I just made the decision. I just thought of this idea. I sell on my website and in my Etsy store, but you will get, see, that looks okay. If I did that on the spine, I might put a little lacy poo or something. I sell spring glue book kits, collage kits, journal kits, whatever you want to call it. I sell spring packs. I'm going to take one out and I'm going to do some pages with the contents. I'm going to put some lace on here, I think. And I grabbed this to put on the spine, but I don't think I have lace in this bag. I think I just, ooh, I got something, I think. I think I do. I think I caught a snippet of a something that I love. Yes. Okay. This is some of my favorite stuff that I have ever come into. This is some of my favorite. I don't have a lot of this left. It was from Hanes, who makes the underwear. It was from their overstock. I find I have a few places where I pick up their laces, you know, when available. Get in there. And I got this in a roll, and it was not as big as some of the rolls I've gotten, so I've kind of babied it along, and I have shared some out. But this here is definitely my most favorite Hanes lace that I've gotten, and it's very elasticy, very, very, very stretchy. When you do not want to use your fingers to press the glue down, your Aleene's lid works miracles. And I could come out. I'm going to put a line out here. I usually don't care if it's floppy, but I don't want this one to be all that flopping around. So I'm going to take out one of my spring kits. But I am also going to use other items, and I'm going to do that so I can determine if I need to change things in the spring kits, okay? If I need to add or subtract anything. So let me grab one. Okay. some of this stuff is going to pull me out of my comfort zone, and the reason why I have added it into here is because I see what other people use in their art journals, and I try to accommodate some of the things I know other people like to use. I'm going to open it up at the back because I want that lace to dry pretty flat, and this very first page does not allow it to do that. So this is obviously a woodworking magazine, and I am doing a 1 magazine challenge with this too. I just finished fussy cutting everything, and the only reason I haven't done it yet is because my glue book is up at my house and I don't want to grab another glue book. I want to use that one. But I am going to grab paint. Hold on. Okay, so I don't know how you organize your paints. I'm still in the process of trying to figure that out, but I'm going to show you one thing that I do. These are all of my almost empty bottles, okay? These are all almost empty. They are all low, really low, okay? This one's like really empty. I don't even know if we'll find anything in there. So I keep this at the ready, okay? All my other paints are sorted by color in little plastic shoe boxes. But that I keep out. I really like this. I'm using the little ones. I'm using the little ones, so we're gonna need paint. I keep the other ones in plastic shoe boxes because then they're sorted by color, and I'm using a glue. This is all glue, so that's why it's leaving the scratchiness. And doing it that way with the colors makes it good when I'm doing huge batches of painting papers. Okay, it really is good for that because I have them all in front of me and I could pick the shades and whatever that I want, and they're sorted so I know which one to go to, and I'm not flipping through, bottles of paint for 25 days. You know what I mean? I definitely didn't prepare for this because I don't have any water out, so just gonna have to deal with blending of mud. But I'm using like pretty colors, so there won't be much for mud. Oh, I keep these for this reason. I'm very sorry, splatters, but we're gonna come back later because I gotta put something down here. So see, that's another reason why I keep some of those ones, because we will make all kinds of splatters. Let's go ahead and do this color. Will go nicely. Whoa. Yeah, there's going to be a big booger in that, but, it is what it is. Some of these paints are antiques in the way of craft paint anyway. Paint-teaks. There is no rhyme or reason to how I am doing this. There is a rhyme or reason to get this booger off of there, though. Ooh, stick your finger in it. Get some up in that corner. And then this. Another big booger. Hey, it just adds texture. It's just a nice, snotty texture. I think it actually split apart, so I'll have to be plucking. No, that's most of it anyway. Be plucking booger remnants out. Put some up there. Then I have like this really light colored blue. Another light colored purple maybe. I have a light colored perp. I'm all painty in my fingernails. Ooh, this is like a little pinkiness. I might need water. I keep a gallon jug. It's actually a bleach jug that I washed out, and I use that for water for paint. And then I have this old mug And this is what I use for water. And I had bought one of those fancy watering things from Temu. And it's like really nice. It's a watering cup and there's a space to separate your paints and stuff. You think I would use that? No, I don't. It's really nice. And I still go for the mug. Because the mug is simplicity. And it's good to have water in your shop anyway because glue brushes, and if you're like me, you're going to forget to bring them up to the house and wash them. And then next thing you know, you're soaking them in Murphy's oil soap for 100 years, and it's just a whole thing. Whoa! I opened the floodgates of this paint. See this stuff. These apple barrel paints are, none of them are created equal. Like none of them are created equal because look at the coverage of just this one. And what I mean by none of them are created equal is I mean the Walmart ones, not the fancier ones that they had at Joann's and places. Because most of mine are Walmart ones. That one mixed in, but that's okay. So there, it's something down. This is to dry for a minute. And we will cut out our pictures and come up with some kind of a cohesive plan. I have fabric bits I can put in here too. As I use things out of my kit though, I will tell you that that's what I'm using. Let's get some shapy scissors. So I've had these shapy scissors. This was the very first pair of shapy scissors that I bought. And this was before Michaels had those giant, $10 boxes of multiple scissors. This might have even been before I knew Michaels even existed. There might not have been a Michaels in my area at the time that I bought these puppies. So, I have to cut these wrong because of the way I want the design going. So, these are the only ones I owned for a long time. This was the only shaped scissor I had for a long time. And I used them. I used it a lot in my first few altered books, right? So I use these all the time. Then I've gotten numerous ones since then. I have many different kinds. I still have most of my Michaels ones, I think. My kids might use some of them, but I still have most of them. And this is still my go-to pair every time. Not every time, but a lot of the time. This is my go-to pair of scissors. So that's saying something very special. For this one pair of scissors, I don't even know. They might have been Fiskars. Started making these and selling them by the each. And I bought them. I have learned I am a Fiskars girl through and through. Except for my fabric scissors, which is the Ginger scissors, which is like incredible. Fiskars is definitely my jam. Except they're die cutting. I don't know what they're trying to break into there with the die cutting machine and plates that they had, but they're plastic and it's weird when you're using all plastic to go in to your Big Shot. The die cutting part is metal, but it has embossing. Each die comes with embossing inserts, which are really cool, but they're plastic. And they've lasted, I haven't done a ton with them. I didn't even know Fiskars made them until last year. And, but I put some serious miles on the fall leaf ones. And they've held up, but it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like they want to hold up because they're plastic. Maybe they're vintage plastic. I don't know, because like I said, I don't know when these came out. I'll have to look at the packaging because I still have the packaging for the dies. I'll have to see when they came out. Okay, do I have anything I can use on here? I can still use this. Yes. Did I throw anything out that I could use? I just stuck my fingers in paint. Not yes. Oh my god, I just stuck my fingers in paint in my trash can. And I'm gonna totally, like, make a mess here. No, I don't think I threw anything out. Oh, I did. I threw the top part out. Okay. I have all these little strips, but I'm just not that invested. Okay. How dry am I over here? That's pretty dry. That is pretty dry. I did not get this side. That must have been the first edge that I cut. So there might be two more that don't have it. I'm gonna get paint on me and on the pictures that I'm gluing. What a mess. Can you tell them how to practice with paint, glue, you know, synchronization? Because I don't want to get my dryer out. So, you know, that's why I put it on. I put the paint on kind of thin because I don't want to get my dryer out and running upside down. I'm just really digging these purples. And don't worry, we will hear from Light Blue Splatter here shortly. He will make an appearance. I'm thinking about having him make an appearance on everything now. I don't know what I'm doing. There's no vision yet. So that's why they're just going like, you know, kind of spaced apart, whatever. Due to my lack of vision. I just grabbed these simply because I liked them. Okay. I liked these. 1, 2, 3. Is that it? I guess so. I guess that's it. Try and have it somewhat even, like these two. See, good old Aleene's. You got like a 25-minute working time. What, half the reason why I like her blue is because it is, I am a slow crafter, okay? Oh, I could have done like a circle with them all, right? Is it too late? Might not be. Might not be too late. Space them out. I don't know. I don't know how I like any of it. I don't like any of it. I don't like it one bit. Let's go ahead and put them in here wonky like an album, like a scrapbook. Okay. Whatever that is. It is what it is. I also like this pretty flower. This side's pretty too, but I really like this with the blues and the greens. I just like this a lot. And yeah, you know what? Some of the stuff I send you has a glossy sheen like this. I'm not going to print off and order and purchase fancy papers when I'm a repurposed, business, So what I'm doing is I'm saving these books from absolute death, all right? I don't buy any new books. Let's get that right out of the way. No new books here. None. Not a single new book. I have been to Ollie's and I have purchased new books that were wrapping paper books and the like, okay? And I've used those papers. But I have not used, collage stuff like this. Okay? I have not used that or purchased any of that. Everything I get is thrifted secondhand, except scrapbook paper. I will buy scrapbook paper on sale, but I'm talking about the book page stuff, right? We're talking book pages. These are also from my kit. Okay. A part of me wants this to come down from up there. I love a half a doily on the edge of a page. I love a half a doily on the edge of a page. So doilies are hard because they are filled with holes. And that makes it hard. And you're going to pick this up and there's going to be little dots of glue, but it is okay. All right, you will survive. They're just a little more difficult to use. So when you see a page like this in a book and you're like, man, she really went all out, or she really got fancy, or she's buying all this new crap, I'm not, okay? I'm not. This was in a thrift store or a yard sale or someone's grandma's basement, okay? This was not purchased new for this purpose. This was purchased used. for this purpose. I know I've said it like a million times in my videos lately, but man, I really want to get sewing on some stuff. I'm like really in a sewing mood. I could finish the bag I made. I started my bag, you know, a few months ago. I started my bag actually when Hurricane Helene was going through. I was sewing on that bag. So there's that. I was sewing. So I worked on it throughout the fall some, but that was it. I didn't really finish it once I got to the part where we needed a strap. I could put a tab. And I have these lovely cards that I've added too, so when you create yourself a pocket, you have a nice little tab. I have some journaling cards and stuff. We'll go through maybe my magazine images. We'll fold this up and put this on here. Or put it next to here, because I don't know what I'll do over there. No, I sent her up to, I told her she can go up to the house. Why? No, she just went up a few minutes ago. A tree branch just fell in my yard. And my husband and Lillian wanted to make sure it wasn't me or Vera. It's, you know, the wind can get pretty bad. Yeah, I'm going to add a little water to that at a later time so I can get a little bit more splatter out of it. And that's what I do. I just add a few drops of water, splatter, and you'll get a long time out of it. All right, let's see what I have for Magazinians. This is going to be a spring and summer journal. Did I say that? Did I say it was going to be spring and summer? It's going to be spring and summer. Here, I'll move this over so you can see my mess of magazine images. This is what my magazine images look like when I am in the fussy cutting process. None of these are sorted out. It is all one big mess. See? One big mess. But I cut everything out. I cut out everything. I never know when I'm going to need a strip of lizard or a wood panel car. I don't know when, but the day might come, and when that day comes, I'll have it hopefully put away by then. That is pretty, but it'll look too busy. Yeah, I can't do that. I hope I didn't take out, I know I went through some of my flower stuff, and I did take out some of my flower stuff because I've started a different organizing system. I don't know what I did with those folders though. I don't have a clue where those folders are. I could put this on there. And a teacup. That's nice for spring. Nice springiness. That's a lamp. I don't need a lamp. More lamp. I don't need more lamp. Let's see. Fruit. That's not really springy. That's when we're planting our fruit. Our berry bushes seem to be doing good. I have not walked over there in the last few days. It's weird when you have when you begin gardening And, ooh, I like that. It's weird when you begin a garden and you don't go look at the garden for a few days. It's like you've lost touch with a friend. You're like, oh my God, I have to go see how it's doing. Because like around here, a few days, a lot can change in a few days. Jiminy crickets, it's insane how much can happen in a few days. That's a big shoe. That's a faucet. Those are underwater statues. Margarita or something. A doorknob. See how random? A cake with some trucks, some more trucks, and fruit salad with cool whispers. It says, with cool whispers. That would be nice for spring. With cool whispers. Let's see. Are you bored? Does this bore you? I just figure people like to see the images. I mean, I can't lift them all up. These are full pages down here. Usually stick my full page ones on the bottom. I at least try and organize that much of it. Okay, I guess we'll figure something out here with this. The words. I definitely like the words. Because that's what spring is. Spring is when the color shows up with cool whispers. Okay? There are cool whispers in spring. And then in fall, it starts off nice and warm, and it ends with cool whispers, right? This is a spring summer, so, I mean, it's like after Memorial Day, and I'm over here doing this, even though, you know, it's like considered to be summertime now. But that's fine, because I'll do summer pages, and I am still going to do some spring pages, because I like spring stuff. Tea. I guess I'll put the tea there, right on my splatter. I'll put it right under. The tea comes from Victoria Magazine. I know someone's going to ask. Victoria Magazine has a lot of really nice, shabby chic tea party garden type pictures. Okay. With cool. Oh, I have other things I can add. How exciting. With cool whispers. So I will do something for that. You just watch me. All right, we're going to put these back in there. Then, you know what I have? I'm going to put some lines around that with a marker, but I'm going to look through some of my flowers first, because I did these. I'm not going to make a video because I'm not going to claim fame for this like everybody does with other people's videos, but there are videos out there to make your own paper flower ephemera that even a non-drawing person like me can do. So, you know, they are not all perfect, but I have some cool ones. And if you want to see how I do them, I will make a video. But I'm not going to make a video and try and take claim to this trend. Okay? But what I did was I created a booklet with all of the different designs, because I like a lot of the different designs, but as I'm going along, I forget. So I had this little booklet that I did up, and if you'd like a video of that, I can definitely give you a glimpse of that. I have to redo one. I have to redo it because somebody used it to take notes on all over. So as I think of things, I'm not going to have anywhere else to put them, so I'm going to make a new little notebook. for this. And I can show you how I went about that. And I mean, I did a ton of them just sitting at my kitchen table, or there was a time I did them at my mom's house when she had to go out, and I waited at her house and I drew these. And when we were sitting down having coffee and lunch together at her house, I made some. So, yes. That is how that goes. This, I figured, can go down here, right? Like this. See, it's already even getting sticky like the other one. I feel at home now with my Aleene's upside down bottle. I just glue too frequently to have, you know. Let's put the small ones down first. This is going to be a little bouquet, like, or in the field, I guess it would be like a little cluster of them. I guess I shouldn't have put the grass down first. What the hell? Pull it off. I should have gone the other way with them. Oh well, it looks more like it's all one plant now. You know how they grow up into it and like that? So yeah, I did these a while ago. And it was last fall because I had started watching the videos on how to do this while I was in bed with COVID. And I said, man, the second I can get up out of bed and go down and get some pens, I am doing this. And it was a few days. I was pretty sick. I was pretty sick that time around. Pretty sick. Where can I put this flower? Flower. This is like I'm very, you know, I'm not really happy with this whole spread, but I'm getting myself back in the groove of actual arting of things. So that isn't just slapping glue, because that's like been my my creative holdover, I guess you can call it. And that's just not as arty as I want to be sometimes. So that's where I'm going to start getting into this a little bit more, and hopefully, that's black, I want white. Hopefully, you know, it'll bring me back to like days that I used to have when I was in the house, when I could just pull out paints and pictures and do stuff. And the closest I get to that now is like Halloween. So I said, why not do this? That looks really messy, but that's okay. So that is that page. This is going to be how this is for now. I've made a whole bunch of stuff, and I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff today, so I'm going to go do some organizing because I need to do that. But a lot of this is from my spring kits, and now I will write myself a post-it note of things I want to put in my spring kits for the next go-around. So I had some things come to my mind while I was doing this, so I'm going to do that. If you want a spring kit, I will put, well, you can find my website in the description. It will be in there under the kits and packs. You will see my spring kit. And it is a spring kit in the way of a lot of floral, but it could also be, you know, it can also be a summer kit too. It's not just spring. I just call it spring because that's like when I get hot and heavy about putting them out there. But I keep them in my store all year round now, so, you know. Check out my website, sign up for my newsletter. I got a lot of cool stuff on the newsletter. You get a lot of exclusives and deals, and when I got to get rid of something in a hurry because I'm sick of looking at it, it goes there, which means it's usually a lot less than I charge for it on Etsy and stuff. So get over there, and I will also be posting stuff of my spring things. Oh, hold on one second. I forgot I had to make my label, so we are going to do that. So yeah, I also post some of my crafty stuff on my newsletter. So, you know, you have that. So you can get a little bit of inspiration. I want to color maybe. You can get a little bit of inspiration from that. And does this paper still work? Yeah, it does. So sign up for my newsletter. I also put a blog on my website too. And I share that stuff with the newsletter too. Not very nice writing. This pen's kind of had it. It's not super nice, but it is what it is. So very crude spread I've done here, but I'm trying to build myself back up because I don't really have the mojo. You know, it's still kind of percolating. And before you ask, because I know someone's going to ask about these labels, I got a ton of labels as a free printable online somewhere, and I don't remember where, and I can't find them now. So, yeah. Alrighty, there we are. Here's our cover. I am going to take some photos and make a blog post about it. So yeah, there it is. Ta-ta for now.